I'm Garima Bhandari, and I hope the lockdown days are treating you well and occupied with some new passions. So, today's session is all about how we can actually fortify our mind and body with some yoga and pranayama practice. So first things first that we need to understand is, as a beginner, when we come first time on the mat, there are few things that we must understand, that though during the lockdown time we all are so busy, we are getting up late and we have household work to do, we have work from home calls, so it's not easy to follow a regime of an early morning practice when you are completely fresh, your mind is rejuvenated. But it's always better to practice yoga on an empty stomach. So at least give 2-3 hours of break. Even if you're practicing, for instance, right now evening, it's better that you're empty stomach. You wear clothes which are comfortable. You sit in any comfortable seated posture, which is the posture, the range of motion that your body loves, respect. You have to honor your body and not let it go where it does not want to go. And when it comes to mind, so mind is definitely very fluctuating at this point of time. The mind is going through multiple emotions, and yoga is perhaps that integrated mind body technique which you can utilize as a tool from your home. You don't need any special equipment, all you need is just your phone, and you just need to sit there and just understand that what wonders it can do to your mind and body. Alright, so I hope everybody's prepared with their mats today. Let's first understand that what yogic breathing really means. Yes, we'll take the question and answers towards the end of the session. Right now, please just follow what I say. So first things first, I want you to understand about little bit about yogic breathing. You all can sit in a relaxed posture, sukhasana. Just make sure that you keep your spine straight and not scooping down or collapsing down. Keep it spine, keep it erect and in its neutral alignment. There is no need to outreach, but just relax and straight. And then place your right hand on your belly and understand that how the movement of the breath goes inside and outside your body. So what you have to do is you have to imagine your abdomen as a big balloon. So when you're going to put in some air, it is going to inflate, fill it up with air, and when we remove the air, it's going to deflate. So such is the process of deep diaphragmatic yogic breathing. So we have to fill in with the air. The fresh influx of oxygen goes through our nasal passage. So how we do it? We take the oxygen, fill it completely, and you have to be able to hear the sound of your own breath. So tune in completely to the sound of your own breath. So what happens in that process? When you tune into your sound, you forget all the other fluctuations going outside of your mind. So we take the inhale and then we exhale from our nasal passage. We inhale and exhale. This is 2 times. We have to do it 3 more times. So we inhale, when you have placed your hand on the abdomen, feel it inflating when you inhale. Feel the contraction when it's exhaling out. Alright, so from here let's start with a quick Om chant. So we're going to place our hands in Dhyana Mudra, where the index finger and the thumbnail touch each other and the rest 3 fingers are relaxed. So I would request and urge everyone to practice with me. We're going to chant Om 3 times. So we inhale, we can keep our eyes closed for this chant. Inhale and then we exhale out the Om Dhvani. Once more, inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. And gently open your eyes. How does it feel? Awesome job. Alright, so now that we have centered our mind and our body is now going to very affectionately respond to any movement that we start. So I urge you to start in Vajrasana, where you start with this kneeling position. You're going to place your knees like this in a kneel down position, and your toes are pointing out like this, and then you just sit with your sit bones on your toes. Now if this looks difficult for you and it is uncomforting, I highly request you to please take a cushion or a bolster or a pillow and place it under your sit bones and sit on that, and try to just, as I said, we have to listen and be affectionate to our body. So yes, awesome, that's wonderful. And then from here we come in table top or all four position like this. And Vajrasana is one posture which you can sit after having your dinner, after having your meal. That's the beauty of Vajrasana, the only posture that can be done after having your meal. Now check your alignment. I can see somebody in white t-shirt. Your knees are too wide, so you have to place them right under your hip bones, not too wide, and your arms should be directly under your shoulder, not too wide, not too narrow, not too in the front, not too in the back. So please make sure of that alignment, that this is an all four tabletop position. Knees directly under your hips and the toes are pointing out. Now from here you just inhale and open your heart chakra, Anahata chakra, towards the sky and curve your spine like this, and bring your chin to the chest. With an exhale, rolling your spine, opening the shoulders completely, upper back, rounding the spine completely, just feeling the movement, and go back up. Open heart, open sky, new hope, and roll back your spine. Awesome. How does it feel? Keep speaking to your body. Does it feel good? Is it opening? Excellent posture, Marjari Asana. This is what the cat posture teaches us, the cat-cow posture. How we can remove the stiffness and rigidness from our body, especially when we're seated throughout the day on the desk. This is the best way to keep the health of the spine supple. So we do that 7 to 8 times. Anybody who feels discomforting in the process can just simply sit down and observe. Don't forget to sync your breath. Every time you reach up, you must inhale. Take the fresh oxygen to reach out to all your body parts, and exhale out when you roll up the spine. Awesome, great. Now from here, we move on. We come back and we breathe for a minute. It's very important, self-appreciation. Pat yourself that you did a good job. Be happy. Okay, so now from here, very gently, once you're ready, please try to come in Malasana, Adhikaran pose, which is the yogic squat, the Indian toilet position, as I may like to call it. So now I would like to show you sideways. So we tend to just sit like this most of the time. So our spine is dropped like this, and we're not actually recruiting any muscle, but what we're doing is we're doing more harm to our spine. So actively lifting the heart, lifting the chest, activating the leg muscles and balancing our body weight while the spine is erect is the beauty of this asana. Opening the hips to balance the entire body weight, and then what you can do is, once you're ready and if you feel discomfort, I urge you to please take the cushion, sit on that cushion or a bolster, because this kind of activation might be discomforting if you're a beginner. Bring your hands in Anjali Mudra or the prayer pose right in front of your heart. Set an intention. Give yourself a positive affirmation. I'm happy, I'm strong, I'm gonna let this go. And what is happening is not in my control. At the same time, when you're telling yourself good things, please create a resistance with your elbows and push your knees out. So your knees are trying to close the arms and your elbows are trying to push the knees out. So this is the kind of reciprocal mechanism we do in yoga, where we do a lot of twisting, binding, inverting, bending our body, squeezing our glands, internal glands, and we give ourselves an internal bath. Alright, now from here, take the hand right up and wrap it around your knee as far as you can go, and drop this shoulder first. Understand the alignment is by dropping the shoulder like this in front of you, internally rotating the shoulder, garlanding the entire knee like this, externally rotating the other shoulder from the back and trying to grab your wrist. If you can't do that, just take a towel in front of you, take a towel, take a belt, whatever you have, just hold that here and pull it through like this. I hope everyone's able to do that. Just take a towel and just pull it through right here. Yes, awesome. And then lift your heart and observe the sky on the other side. So you're kind of twisting and you're also compressing your digestive glands. So in this kind of a motion that we do, we are actually stimulating all the internal digestive glands. Now we do this on the other side. We look up. And you see how I'm breathing? I'm going to stay here for 5 breaths. Five breaths. Once again, with a smile on the face, just come forward. And if you want to sit on your pillow all the time throughout the practice is perfectly fine. We start with Dandasana, which is the seated posture. Now in Dandasana, a lot is happening without meeting the eye. So first things first, we are internally rotating the thighs here towards each other, so that the thigh bone is activated, and once we pull and flex the toes towards our body, the entire legs get activated. Equidistance on both the sit bones. We're going to sit equidistance. We're going to be placing our hands just next to our body like this, and just staying here for a few breaths. Pressing the knees towards the floor, basically that's the idea. When you flex your toes, you press your knees and then you roll your thighs. So there's a lot of things that are happening. You're squeezing your navel towards your spine. You might look very relaxed in this posture, but it's an excellent posture to stimulate your body from head to toe. Five breaths. Drishti, your vision is towards the tip of the nose and tucking your chin little bit towards your throat. Jalandhara Bandha. Awesome. After 5 breaths, you have to point your toes out like this. Earlier our toes were flexed. Now we're going to point the toes out and the hands go back a little bit right behind the sit bones. The palms, the fingers are facing my body, and then from here we're going to lift into an upward plank like this, squeezing the glutes, dropping the neck. And if you're a beginner, I highly recommend that you bend your knees and lift your body like this. Once again, staying in 5 breaths, active core, active hands, wrists, legs, back, neck, activation throughout the whole body. And come back. How does it feel? Awesome. Guys have been really awesome. Now from here we're going to add a twist. So right leg folds and the foot of the right leg is going to be placed closer to the hip bone. If you're a beginner, maybe you are able to bend till here, wherever. Guys, listen to your body. Whatever and wherever it wants to go, just take it there. Do not force, because force closes the heart, and today's practice is all about opening the heart. So we bring it closer, and then we're just going to take our right hand back, and left hand comes on the right side of the right knee like this. Once again, we're going to create a resistance here and look over my right shoulder. Now, there's a tendency for the body to bend back, so you have to lift your body with your core like this, not bending it, dropping it down, lifting body, active body. The left toe is flexed so that this leg is also engaged, and staying for 5 breaths. Awesome. Come back to the start position, Dandasana, staff pose, and we go back to the other side. This kind of a twisting motion in the digestive glands starts the digestive Agni inside your stomach, starts to thin your blood, and when blood is thin, it fluidly circulates across your whole body. So your blood circulation is enhanced. And we look back and we stay for 5 breaths, lifting our spine, not collapsing towards the back, lifting it and staying active. Wow, it does feel wonderful. As I said, it massages your internal glands, so it's excellent for the smooth functioning of your liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas. Everything gets stimulated with this one single asana. Alright, it's time to lie down because you worked really hard. Give yourself a tight warm hug by bringing your knees towards your chest, toes pointing out, and if you feel good, if you feel alright, wrap your hands around and try to bring your forehead towards your knees. If you're a beginner, you can start with one leg on the ground. Pavan Mukta Asana. As they say, wind releasing pose. So if you have any kind of bloating, flatulence, indigestion, excellent pose to also burn your abdominal fat. And if you have any lower back pain issues, it is excellent to combat that and removes the stress from your upper back and neck. And gently let go. If you're a beginner, please make sure that you don't have to reach out from your forehead all the way to the knees. You can just bring the knees till wherever it allows and keep your upper your head and your upper body on the floor. And then from here we move on to my favorite asana, which is the Sarvang Asana. So for that also we have to start lying down, and then we're going to support our sit bones with our hands like this, and we go all the way up. Now this is kind of Vipreet Karni. If you're a beginner, then I highly suggest that you just go like this kind of a motion, or you can go take the support of your wall, turn towards your wall, and once you're comfortable, try the full expression of the posture by balancing your body in a straight line in front of you, and with the support of your arms at the back and on your shoulder. Now this posture, I request that you stay for at least 15 to 20 breaths if you can. Especially women should practice this asana almost every day to ward off any menopause symptoms, menstrual disorders, skin problems, hair problems, eyesight problems, thyroid problems, any of the respiratory disorders, reproductive disorders, infertility, pain in the legs, and if you have varicose veins, keep pointing your toes out. It's excellent for smooth functioning of the heart, so your cardiac activity is increased. Any lymphatic drainage in your legs, it releases that and stimulates your Visuddhi chakra or the thyroid gland, which is at the base of your root chakra. Keep pointing your toes out. And then from here we slowly move on to Halasana. So I'm going to move forward so that I can show you the full posture. A smooth transition from Sarvangasana to Halasana. Pointing at a lot of students, I see that do a mistake. They curl their toes like this towards their body. They have to be pointing out. Even if that means you can bend your knees if your hamstrings are crying and shouting. But please keep your toes pointed. And if you want, you can keep your back supported like this, or you can keep your hands on the floor. And staying here for 5 breaths. Keep your hips lifted, back straight. Very, very, very important to tune into the sound of your own breath. So inhale deep, exhale deep. Deep, rhythmic, equanimous, yogic breathing, which is the diaphragmatic breathing. Awesome. And slowly just come back and relax on your mat. For 1 or 2 breaths. Alright, curl towards your left side, gently pushing the floor away from you with the help of your hands. We come back to the center, and I think we can start with one of the pranayama practice. So we'll keep this practice, asana practice, a little simple for today, because I don't want everybody to feel like, oh God, it's so difficult, and then you don't come tomorrow. So I want you guys to be not sore for tomorrow. So on that intention, just sit down or lie down, whichever way you want to. But I request you to sit down for the pranayama practice, and then we can lie down into shavasana, into a deep meditative pose. Okay, bringing your hands into the Jnana Mudra in front of you, which is receiving or harnessing the energy from the universe. Right side, this is the alignment that you have to make. This is the mudra. So the first two fingers curl inside, the second two fingers are pointing straight, and the thumb is released. I think you can see there's something on the screen. Okay, so now you're going to press this bone under your. Okay, so quickly we're going to just inhale from the left side, closing the right side nostril. Inhale. You can close your eyes. Close the left side nostril and release the air from the right side. Inhale from the left side. This time observe your inhalation and exhale from the left side. Inhale from the left side and exhale from the right side. Inhale from the right side. Send the oxygen deep down to your diaphragm, all the way traveling from your rib cage, your vertebral column, and inside your lungs. With this kind of pranayama practice, we increase our lung capacity to almost 80%. Inhale and exhale. Remember, the simple principle is that whichever side you exhale from, you inhale from the same side and you exhale from the other side. Observe that with each inhalation, you're going to pray for the world to be free from any suffering. And you're also going to pray with each exhalation that may everybody be at peace. May I be free of suffering. May I be free and be at peace. Think of a loved one, think of your family, think of anyone, your teacher, your coach, anyone you wish to include in your prayer, and just smile to yourself, think of them and tell yourself, may this person be free from any suffering. May this person be at peace. Establish and focus on observing your breath, and gently come back and put your hand in Jnana Mudra or lie down in Shavasana. This is a time we observe to absorb all the best things from we've practiced today. Let it absorb in our body, in our mind. And we're just tuning in to the natural breath coming in and going out of our body in its natural way. Deep inside the heart, traveling and radiating from the toes, traveling up towards your ankles, towards your legs, knees, coming up from your thighs, your pelvic floor, into your abdomen, your chest cavity, your fingertips, your forearms, your elbows, your shoulders, your neck, your chin, your cheeks, your ears, your nose, your lips, your eyes, your third chakra, eyebrows, and and your forehead all the way to your scalp. Gently, when you feel prepared, rub your palms together. Create some heat. Place it on your eyes. And then exhale. Come back. Give yourself a warm, tight hug for all the good job you did today. It was awesome to have you guys for the session today. So thankful I am, so grateful I am for you guys to join into my session, and I hope you like it. If you like it, do ask your friends and family to register on this workshop so that it can benefit and reach out to more and more people. That is the intention of doing this practice. Keep practicing, happy practicing. If you have any questions, I'm available on my YouTube channel, I'm available on my Instagram, I'm available on Book My Show. You can ask me a question directly right now for 5 minutes. Anybody who wants to ask me a question, I'm available right now. Does anyone have any question to ask me? Otherwise, I'll see you in my class tomorrow. No, it's okay, we will cancel. Okay, go to the screen. Okay guys, namaste. Bye. There's somebody doing nice aarti. Very nice. Who's this? Okay. Bye guys. See you guys tomorrow.